Today, President Trump claimed that the GOP tax plan essentially repeals Obamacare, but according to The Hill, the Affordable Care Act's individual mandate is essentially, quoting the president, the only thing that's removed, which requires almost all Americans to purchase health insurance or pay a fine. But the remainders or the remnants of Obamacare that stay in place, with the Affordable Care Act, whichever term you prefer using, are that people will still be able to purchase insurance through individual marketplaces, Medicaid expansion is preserved, and consumer protections remain in place. I want someone to understand this. The main reason for that tax plan being as convoluted as it was, being several hundreds of pages long, was to effectively cash in on a lack of willingness by most people to just sit there and read hundreds of pages about something that come 2-3 years we won't even be speaking about or feel a need to go back and read afterward. And it's this idea that most of us don't have the attention span to just go and say, well, I'm going to sit down and learn about this law and decide to just make it some effort of, oh, I'm educating myself. And unfortunately, because it's so long, many of these media sources that do basic forms of journalism, whether that's telling you what statement is incorrect because of X, Y, and Z, still don't feel as if they can just abridge hundreds and hundreds of pages to get the average person who's watching a television for an hour a night to pay attention to. And ultimately, one has to remember Trump's campaign going in and saying, we're going to tear down Obamacare, we're going to repeal the Affordable Care Act. And almost a year into his term, it's still here. And even if you say that in this tax plan, the individual mandate's gone, you still have all of those other provisions that have managed to stay out the test of time. And, I can guarantee if one says, why did you keep this, that, and the other, he's either going to say that they're lying or he's going to say, well, those were the good things. Problem is, there's this running theme that people seem to have, especially elected officials in both parties. If something comes from the other party, it's bad unless it's done by someone of our side. So, for example, there were a lot of comparisons to Romney's health care plans and the Affordable Care Act as we know it. You'd have many Democrats that would criticize Romney's plan and many Republicans that would criticize Obama's plan or the Affordable Care Act. But there's still similarities in between both, and it really shows you that this is, for the most part, something that people choose to associate with party instead of with actual policies and substance. But that's a running theme of just our political divides. So this is a very interesting tale, because I had not known the details of the tax plan up until The Hill translated for me. Because I'm not going to sit here and read hundreds of pages about that bill. So thank you.